Prime Minister Modi took off earlier today on his latest diplomatic mission. He lands in the United Kingdom shortly to sign a historic trade deal. But viewer, it's his second stop on this tour that I wanted to dwell on tonight. From London, Modi flies to Maldives. Remember how just over 2 years ago, most foreign policy commentators were busy writing the obituary of India's influence in Maldives after that country's election? The India Out campaign was in full swing. Mohammad Muizzu had just won the Maldivian presidency on a platform openly hostile to India. It was literally called India Out. Analysts called it a coup for China. Indian diplomacy, we were all told, had failed. India had lost a key maritime ally in the Indian Ocean. The headlines screamed it. Then in January last year, things became particularly ugly when 3 ministers of the Muizzu government openly attacked Modi on Twitter while he was on that beautiful visit to Lakshadweep. You remember that whole meltdown. Now fast forward 16 months, Prime Minister Modi is about to become the first foreign leader to visit the Maldives under Muizzu's presidency. He's not just visiting though, he's the guest of honor at Maldives' 60th Independence Day celebration. Now that's what I would call a full-blown diplomatic turnaround. And how? Not with Twitter tantrums or loud diplomatic posturing, but quiet, patient, consistent engagement. Most of it happening far away from the media's cameras. No knee-jerk reactions like social media armies were pleading for. No petulance, no trolling, no vindictiveness. The ugly attacks by Muizzu's ministers had come despite Modi being the first world leader to congratulate Muizzu after his election win just months before that, where he had at campaign rallies thundered his fist and said, India out. But the Indian diplomatic machine doesn't blink. India stood by Maldives through economic aid, defense cooperation, infrastructure support and capacity building, despite these silly, short-sighted populist moves by the Muizzu government, like asking India's defense technicians to leave their country, even if it meant grounding their India-supplied helicopters. But India did not hold back. India was not petty even for a moment after this. Over $400 million in aid, did you know that since that time? 13 ferry service MOUs, did you know that? Continued defense training, a robust trade footprint, tourism, no drama, just delivery and consistent patient engagement. And I have to say, we in the media didn't even tell you about that. The India-Maldives turnaround isn't a one-off. Look at Sri Lanka. When leftist leader Anura Kumara Dissanayake took office, clueless commentators around the world predicted another tilt away from India. India has lost Sri Lanka to China. Again, the doomsday headlines came thick and fast. And again, Prime Minister Modi quietly made the first move. He became the first foreign head of government to visit Colombo under this new president. He was awarded Sri Lanka's highest civilian honor, and the president himself called India Sri Lanka's first responder. So while the politicians bicker about a world that isn't more clearly backing India in its war on terror and the geopolitical chessboard amidst India's rise, this visit to Maldives now is a reminder of what India and Modi's diplomacy looks like. No fireworks, no overreactions, just firm, respectful presence and engagement. When others back off, India steps in. When political winds change, India stays the course. That's how friendships are actually built. That's how influence is sustained. That's how you become the envy of the world. Critics may not admit it, but the scoreboard doesn't lie. From Malé to Colombo, India's strategic footprint today is stronger than it was 2 years ago, precisely because of the restraint, consistency and clarity of purpose that Modi has brought to Indian diplomacy, and it is something that needs to be acknowledged. There are many questions to be asked, there are many failings to be questioned, but this is a victory we're talking about today. So all those doomsday analysts who laugh and point at what they call a ruined neighborhood and ruined relations with no neighbors, this visit by Modi now to Maldives is a reminder that even if India lost some footing in the neighborhood over the years, it is quietly reclaiming it.